A lot of dads from that generation, they were great dads in being the providers, right? They worked, they worked hard. My dad was a wonderful dad. It's just that I didn't have enough time with
Time of
him,
him.
because he was away providing, as we say.
Yeah.
Think about those times when you're a kid, growing up with your dad and mom, maybe siblings, and we'll start there.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's great. So let me look back. So I had a pretty comfortable childhood. I was born in Hyderabad to parents who had then by then shifted to Hyderabad. So my dad
Right.
was a businessman, and I had two elder siblings, both sisters. So if I can think of the earliest memories as a child, it was like we were always well taken care of.
Nice.
We were, it was not that we had a very lavish lifestyle,
Yeah.
but our parents ensured that they, spent time with us, took us to the garden, and generally I had a very happy childhood till up to the teenage years.
That's beautiful.
Yes, and also the earliest memories of my parents, really taking time and showering their care on us. So they really spent a lot of time with us. They were not the busy parents that we
Your
usually.
dad too?
That's right. My dad too. He would love to spend
That's
time.
incredible.
I have so many memories of going and playing in the nearby park, shuttle or frisbee or some other game with my dad. So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, early part of childhood, I would say, pretty middle class upbringing, but still we had quite a lot of fun.
That's wonderful. Particularly, what struck me was your dad spending time with you, because I know that a lot of dads from that generation, they were great dads in being the providers, right? They worked, they worked hard. They gave us resources. I'm talking about my own experience. My dad was a wonderful dad. It's just that I didn't have enough time with
Time of
him,
him.
because he was away providing, as we say.
Yeah.
So a lot of my time of parenting experience was with my mom. So it's kind of refreshing that even in that, and particularly in being in business, which is probably more demanding than a job, your dad was intentional about spending time with you.
Yeah, I mean, we had our share of ups and downs,
Of
but I
course.
think the one thing that struck out, and I really had my schooling in a very ordinary and regular school
Yep.
with lots and lots of kids in the same class. But the my father always ensured that he takes time,
Right.
for all the park and all the other school events. He would always be there. Whether it's the weekend, we had these karate classes that he had made me join. So he would get up at 5:30 in the morning to ensure he can take me to the karate combat classes, and then
That's
whether
wonderful.
it's the roller skating during one summer holiday. So yeah, I mean, it was great at that time. Obviously we didn't know that these were really moments to cherish,
Yeah.
but now that I look back, I think we spent quite a good amount of time till up to the teenage years with our parents.
Yeah. And how's how's mom?
Yeah, my mom, like, what we would expect from a very caring, a very doting Indian mother.
Yeah.
She, I was the only child in terms of the only boy.
Yeah.
So
So you're
there's
pampered
always
and spoiled.
exactly, and there's always
Yeah.
a special bond between moms and
There
child.
is.
And the earliest, again, the memories of mom are like she would let me be. Of course, my parents in that way. The one thing which was non-negotiable for them is putting in effort.
Yeah.
And I can relate to some of the stories and events that happened later on in my life. But apart from that, they always backed me, and even later years, even when I myself hadn't figured out what I wanted to do of my career or life, they always said, as long as you're being sincere and you're putting in the effort, you can figure out and choose what you would want to do. So that those
Yeah.
are the memories which stay with me. Obviously, those I'm talking about 1990s. So that
Crazy.
way we were pretty blessed to have parents who just gave us a free hand
Yeah.
and supported us.
Because a lot of times, we've heard so many stories about how parents pretty much, have a huge role in what children end up doing, right?
Absolutely.
Particularly back in that generation,
Yes.
80s, 90s.
No, I was pretty lucky that way, and also the fact that we didn't have a huge backing or a large business to kind of I was expected to kind of
Run.
get into.
Yeah.
Also gave me the freedom to kind of then take help of the backing I'm getting from my parents,
Yeah.
and just pursue whatever I at that point in time thought could be interesting and could help me move forward in life.